Well, let's talk about the boys. So far, I thought this season was kind of mid. So far, I thought this season was kind of mid. So let's see if they change. So let's let's see if anything changed. So let's see if anything changed because there's like three or so let's see if anything changed because there are around three or two. So let's see if anything changed because there's around 3 to 2 episodes left. Look, I just don't want a Stranger Things situation. Look, I just don't want a look. I just don't want a Stranger Things situation. So MM meets up with an old dude. They're tr- they're trying to find a they're trying to find a guy named Bombside because he got the V1. Cut to the boys needing to. So to get the bomb site, they need to find. So to get the bomb site, they need to find Goldie. So to get the bomb site, they need to find Goldie because she maybe knows where bomb site is. Sage starts out. Sage finally starts her master plan with Two Face Ho. The old man calls out MM for changing so much, which is which is completely bullshit. You have an insane man child with a god complex. Are there You have an insane man child with a god complex out there need you have an insane man child with an insane you have an ins you have an insane man child with a god complex. You have an insane man child with a god complex killing you have an insane man child you have an insane man child with a god complex killing everybody, but MM is the weird one. Okay. MM is only you MM is only thinking logically. I don't think he changed that much. MM is only thinking logically. I don't think he has MM is only thinking logically. I don't think he changed that much. We get to see a scene that I actually like with Annie and Yui. Annie is basically saying that Yui is the light of the group, staying positive no matter what. Staying positive no matter what, which is kind of hard because he's surrounded by a bunch of psychopaths. Now we get another scene of Sage, Two Face Hole, a Soldier Boy. Now I don't mind Two Face Hole reading his mind, maybe to know like what his plan is, but to describe what he's feeling from her, but to describe what he's feeling for Hamlet, but to describe what he's feeling for Homelander was was a bad choice. I don't need you to tell me what he's feeling. I want you to show me. Show me and don't show me and don't tell me. This is something that the CW Flash did years ago, just telling me what the people are feeling. I am not a 2-year-old child. Just show me what Soldier Boy is showing. We already know that Soldier Boy kind of likes Homelander because he's his son, but at the same time, he doesn't like him because he's a psychopath. Sage is getting ready to. Sage is ready for her. Sage Sage gets ready for her plan. Sage is getting ready for her plan, leaving the building and basically leaving the Sevens. The boys capture Goldie. They get caught by a. The boys capture Goldie. They get caught by some old. The boys capture Goldie. They get caught by some other old people, and we see some saggy balls. Why? Better question. Why not? Why? Better question. Why not? What is the point of that? We we already we already saw a bunch of dick jokes. There, we already saw a bunch of dick jokes. This is the last season, and you have 3 episodes left. Can we please move on? We don't need this type of scene, bro. But no, let's just fuck around with a bunch of psyche balls. Homelander and Soldier Boy are walking. Homelander and Soldier Boy walk up. Homelander and Soldier Boy walk up to a house. Homelander and Soldier Boy walk. Soldier Boy and Homelander and Soldier Boy goes to the house to the. Homelander and Soldier Boy are in the house of the old man. They see a laptop, and they basically see Homelander. And they basically see Homelander doing the nasty with Stormfront while she was a handicap. And this scene was actually fine because we get to see a pretty cool side of Soldier Boy. He actually did love Stormfront, and because he looked the way he looked at Homelander, he was genuinely the way he looked at Homelander, he was genuinely hurt. And the scene was impacted. The scene was even though the emotions were really strong, the actors, even though the writing, oh my god. Even though the writing is pretty good, I gotta give it to the actors. These two really deserves an Oscar. Sage teams up. Sage teams up with the boys. They bait bombs. They're baiting bomb site by using Goldie. We get an amazing scene with Goldie saying that being immortal is actually terrible. Seeing your whole family die while you never change is torture, and Kimiko feels the same way. Which I totally agree with. Being immortal is not a cool power. In fact, if someone gave me immortality, I don't think I would take it, because you would basically see your wife, children, brother, sister die before you while nothing changed, and eventually you will have nothing. Not everybody is gonna be like invincible.